Hello guys, good day. So what we are doing now, we paint the front bumper for Mazda. I think Mazda 2019 CRX. This bumper was fully damaged, so we bought a new bumper for this. So now I'm preparing for the first coating of the bumper paint. So what I'm doing now, I need to clean up the surface of the bumper. So I just wipe for ordinary wiper, then I apply grease and wax remover. So yeah, I'm ready to prepare for this job. So anyway guys, this is my small paint bot. So this is like improvised paint bot in my garage, just only in my garage. Not yeah, if you notice, this is not a commercial paint bot. That's only I build this one. So that's why, because my shop is very small and just only in the garage. So this is like a retractable paint bot. When I need to paint, so I need to pull the cover, the plastic cover. Then if I'm done, I need to push it backwards so that I can use the area for some other purposes. So yeah, now what I spraying is the wax and grease remover for that. So I need to wipe very carefully for that, so that there is no contamination. Yeah, you are very careful if you are painting liquid paint. So be careful for the contamination, especially your hand. Your hand is very dirty. There's an oil on that, so always you wear a gloves. So yeah, yeah, that's my new idea now. So when I'm doing painting, I put headlight in my forehead, so that there is a good vision or lighting vision for that. So yeah, that's why I'm very careful for cleaning up. This is my first tip for painting the bumper. So you need to clean it very carefully. So I spray it for the grease and wax remover for that. Then I need to clean it very carefully. So yeah, look how I wipe that one. I always wipe everything, because when we hold that a new bumper, there's some contamination. So I'm very careful for that, because I'm experiencing some damage, some defect when you never clean perfectly. So yeah, but make sure when you clean the bumper, you use your you have a rubber gloves. So that's the way how I cleaned the bumper. Yeah, the bumper job guys is not so bad. It's easy money, I think, because mostly auto body guys, they charge the bumper replacement for almost $2,000, I think, that one. But you can buy the bumper for like $600 only. Then you have a paint job, but the insurance, I think, all defeat like $2,000 for that. The only thing that you can find the bumper online, you can search it, because if you do in the dealership, is way higher. But there's a lot of bumper online. Yeah, but it will takes time to like this bumper, and I never start right away this job, because I'm waiting for some parts, especially the emblem of these parts. It takes so much time, because I bought it in Japan. There's no emblem here, so that's it cost me so much waiting time for. But yeah, it's difficult, but it will fun to do it. Yeah, make sure that everything is on the process, like cleaning up everything, and what is the solution or application you need to do it. So the bumper is there is no primer for the bumper. When I paint it, it depends for the color. If I put some undercoat like a gray coat or black coat or a white coat, it depends for the color, so that it's easy to cover up. But if you don't need that one, if you coat it like 5 times coating. So yeah, so now after I clean up with a grease and wax remover chemical, so I need carefully wipe it with tack rags. So the tack rags is the purpose for that is if when there's a dust in the corner or something like that, it will stick on that wiper of tack rag. So that's the purpose for the tack rags. So you need to very careful, because painting is is a very critical job. Make sure that there is no dirt, everything is clean. We don't trust any job in terms of painting job. We don't trust it. So yeah, cleaning for the tack rag, wiping for the tack rags is very important. Tack rag, guys, is like there is this kind is like a rags with a sticky solution, so that all dust will stick on it. Yeah, I'm very careful for doing this kind of process, guys. So now, so I am done already for the preparations for the bumper. I need to this is a very important, guys, when you are spraying the bumper. The sealer, right, this is, we call it the sealer paint. This is something like a clear coat, because this paint is something like it will stick the base coat, right? So if you don't apply this one, if you notice some bumper was peel off paint, so that's mean they never put the sealer coating on it. So there's a very important I never mentioned you before that before I do some painting job, I dull this this bumper, new bumper. You need to dull it because it's shiny one. So the shining of the appearance for the finished product of the manufactured bumper not painted, it can cause also the least stick or for the paint, so it will easily peel off also. So you need to dull that one. So I use my dulling material. So mostly I never use the sandpaper with the orbital. So I use by hand with my Scotch-Brite, with the pine Scotch-Brite with my sanding paste. So that's the way I use. Then after applying that one, after you sand carefully the bumper, that's the time that you need to clean, taping. So I do some taping because the lower portion of this bumper have no paint on that. That's why I covered with plastic covering. So yeah, I'm applying now this is a very important application, guys. Before you paint the bumper, don't go right away for the base coat. So this is a sealer coating, primer sealer, what we call that, primer sealer. This is like a clear coat application. So you need just only one coat, guys. The purpose of this application is just to stick perfectly the paint and the bumper, because I noticed in the road many bumper was peel off. I see the black color of the bumper, the original color of the bumper, the black plastic. That's the way how they apply the paint. They never follow the right procedure. So this sealer primer for the bumper is a very important to apply it before you do some base coating. So because this is the material that can stick the paint and it will not peel off. So this is a very, it's like in the building, this is the foundation of the paint. So in the bare coating, in the metal coating, we never use this one. This is good for only the plastic material. In the bare coating, I always use the right primer, the seller primer, the epoxy primer. I use that epoxy primer when I use the bare metal. So yeah, this is the one. This is the very, very important when you apply, when you paint the bumper. This is the seller primer. It will stick perfectly. So after I do an application for this seller primer, I need to wait for almost 15 minutes. So that's the rules for the painting, guys. Every coat you need to wait like 10 to 15 minutes. Let it dry first, the first coating, before you apply the second coating. So that's always the rules for the paint. So now I'm done already the clear coat prime sealer. So I am preparing for now the base coat application. So yeah, the base coat application, I think it was 50-50, 50 for the pure paint base coat and 50 for the reducer. So that's my my application. So yeah, it's already dry, so I just wipe a little bit for the tack rag to make sure that there is no dust come up. So if you seen my my improvised paint booth, I put some exhaust. I put some exhaust ventilator on this because we need to have a ventilated, because when we paint, there's a contaminations of paint inside. So we need to push out that paint contamination in the air. So I put some 2-pan exhaust on that. So if you send my cabinet, is like a two-purpose. It was a cabinet for the paint, but underneath of that is an two exhaust outlet. This is very, very important. I designed my garage because I know that I'm doing some paint job in my garage. So I designed it with the two exhaust ventilator, so that when I do some painting, the contaminations of air for the paint was sucked outside. So yeah, now I'm preparing for the base coat painting. So I need to stir it because it was 50-50 solution. So 50 for the base coat and 50% for the reducer. So yeah, you're ready for the base coating paint. So mostly in the car process of painting, there are two stages of painting. So the base coat is just only for the base coat. Then we apply for the final coating, which is we call it the clear coating. So after we done the base coat, so we apply for the clear coating. So that's the way how we do some painting job, guys. So now I'm stirring, make sure that the reducer and the paint and the base coat paint was mixed perfectly and accurately. That's why my rotation for the mixing is just one rotation, not very quick, just moderate, slowly rotation. That's how I do it. So yeah, so after that kind of rotation that I did, I transferred that one in my painting spray paint. So yan, it's ready to transfer the spray paint. So if you transfer the mix, the right mixtures of the paint, so I need to transfer it to my spray paints. So I always use my strainer. So before I transfer it to my paint, spray paint, I use the strainer always. So I have an stock or lot of stock of the strainers, because every time I put it the paint in my mixer, so I use the strainer first. So make sure that there is no dirt coming in the spray paint. So now, yeah, I'm ready to paint the first coat of the base coat. So this is the first coating of the base coat. So yeah, when I'm doing some painting, I always start in the hard to reach surface, so like the corner, other edging, before I go for the front surface. So yeah, so I use the term of 50-50 coating. So what's mean by 50-50 coating? So when you spray first, so then the second spray line is in the 50% of the first coating that you apply. So that's I'm using for now. So just we never harass it, just as very careful for that, because painting, if you trouble in the painting, so you need to redo your job. So yeah, I'm always very careful when doing some painting job. So if you notice, I use my respirator mask, because although I have an exhaust in my paint booth, but yeah, we need to use my respirator mask always. I always use that one. Yeah, if you seen, guys, the paint area was already contaminated with the paint. You see that one, the smoky vision of my paint box. You see that one. So if you don't have any exhaust to suck out the air inside your paint booth, it will still like longer that kind of smoke vision, right? But for mine, I have a good exhaust, but not like a fancy or heavy duty, just only my improvisation. So yeah, before you start a business, yeah, like you don't need buy a big one, like because the budget is a very important. But if you are analytic or you are creative, you can do something, right? Like me, yeah, this is only my garage shop, but I developed some like paint booth in my garage shop. I use this area like a working shop, right? But when I need to paint, I need to pull my retractable paint booth, then I can use as a paint booth, right? So that's the way how I do it. So now every I do some spray paint, I always clean my spray gun. That's a very important for me, because if I never clean it, sometimes it will stuck. So I always clean by the thinner reducer, that paint cleaner. So I always clean that one before I stop. So what I am picking now is the old color for the bumper. So every what I'm doing is every coat, I need to compare it. It's already match the color. So yeah, so this one, since this is on the first coat, I just make sure that the pin that I apply is in the right color, is in the right mixtures of color. So I think it is something like it's okay, the color. So but every coat, we need to look at this one. If look at the old paint, the original paint for the car, so we need to always compare it for the every coating. So yeah, that's the way, guys. When we paint, we always wait for maybe I'm always waiting for like 15 minutes every coating. So make sure the paint that I apply before it is already dry before you put some other coating. That's the technique for the painting, guys. Sometimes nobody will teach you this kind of a technique, but it's very, very important. For me, I only learned this one through experience and some research online like that, because I never paint before. I'm a body guy, but mostly for the body panel like that. So I never do some painting before, but I try to do some research everything. So that's why now I'm already skilled for the painting. So I can do a car, like doing some body work, painting work, mechanical work, and electrical work. So yeah, it's better to have that kind of skill, because if you are some building a car or rebuilding the car, so you can do it everything. So that's my plan. So hopefully that I have a good shop that I can rebuild the car. I can make a good finished car, or one of the old car that I can remodel it. So that's my plan. But for now, the situation is very hard. But I'm not in hurry. But hopefully I can make that kind of scenario. So either way, maybe I can build in this place, in my place now here in Ship Current, or maybe in my home. If it won't work in my plant that in Ship Current, so maybe I can work in my hometown, home country, to do some business of the painting job, or like restoration, car restoration. So yeah, it's a very, very important, guys, if you have some exhaust sanction when you are doing some painting. Yeah, you see that one, that is smoke. So but my exhaust sanction is not so heavy duty that it can suck quickly the air inside, but it will work, guys. If you seen later on, the vision of the camera is getting clear, right? So that's mean there is no contamination on the air inside. It will suck outside. So before, I don't have a headlamp. So the headlamp of in my head is very, 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 very helpful, because the lighting vision in my paint booth is not so good, because it was covered by the plastic, and I never put any lighting inside the plastic cover. It's not so light, little bit darker, but it's not the lighting vision is not so good for my paint booth, because it was covered by, I have a light in my garage, a good lighting, but since my paint booth was covered by the plastic, so the light plus the plastic, it will not come up a very good lighting vision. So that's why I buy my headlamp. Then I always put that one in my forehead, so that when I do some painting, I can see, and the light is very, very good. So it's very, very, very helpful for me. So if you see, guys, every coat I always clean my paint, spray paint. That's the way, because I don't want to stay the paint in my paint sprayer, because it will dry, then it's hard to clean up again. So that's my procedure every coat, because 15 to 10 minutes it will dry the paint. So same also in my paint material, in my spray paint. So if I stuck there like 10 to 15 minutes, so some other portion of the paint was dry in the inlet portion of the spray pot. So it's a very important to every coat you need to clean the spray paint. That's the way how I manage. So yeah, I never show you right away the whole portion, so the clear coating, because I think I have technicalities in my camera. So now this is the car that I need to, so I need to remove the bumper already because I've done the painting job. So we need to replace that one. We need to remove that one. So the new paint bumper was already ready. So now I need to remove the bumper carefully. So this is the car that my project car. So if you notice where I do some painting in my garage, so I paint that one in the front area, in my back side. So because my paint booth is like a retractable, so when I'm done, so I need to retract that plastic paint booth. But I think I need to improvise it again for now because I want so good. That's why I need a bigger garage so that I have a good painting booth. So that's my plan, because my paint pot is hard to paint the whole car. It's hard because of the limited space. So yeah, that's my plan. Hopefully I can build a garage that, or a shop that I have a good paint booth. So this is something new for me for this car, so I need to figure out how to remove this bumper. But bumper is almost the same. This fastener or every model, but we need to figure out everything because yeah. So yeah, if I cannot figure it out, I look at the new bumper where the where some tab where the fastener was located. So yeah, so that's why I'm just figuring out how to remove this bumper. So I don't want to do some work that removing the headlight or something like that, but I know we need to remove the bumper first before everything to remove some headlights. So I'm figuring out now how to remove that one, but yeah, it will work. So I'm done perfectly. See, it will remove already. Because I noticed it's hard, but because I'm worried if there's some tab inside, but no. So yeah, I remove already the bumper, guys. So this bumper, before I do some painting or doing something, I never remove the bumper first because I want to save that one, because there are some parts that we need to put it in the new bumper. There's a parts that not damaged, so we need to return it back to the new bumper. So yeah, I'm just figuring out how to assemble some other parts and how to remove it. I have a problem for this bumper because the top portion of this is a riveted fastener, so we need to drill that one, then remove the fastener, then put back the top portion, because I never buy the parts for the top portion because it was not damaged. Yeah, you see that black one on the top portion, it was rivet. So I need to drill that one so that it will remove it. Then I need to do some riveting in the other in the new bumper. So the paint, guys, is very well done. The color is perfect. So yeah, it will. I done a good job in the painting. Yeah, this is very important, the matching of the color, how many coats you need. So that's why every coat I do some painting. I always compare the original color, because in bumper you need to blend the fender or something like that. If you replace the bumper, you just paint the bumper, not like if you paint the, for example, if you paint the fender, mostly we blend the front door, so we paint the to panel, because we need to blend it, because it's hard to match the new color and the old color, so something like that. So we need to blend, that's the purpose. But if bumper only, make sure that it will match almost the same color to the fender, because in the hood you don't worry of the hood, because that was the vision of the eye is upper portion, so it will not send the mismatch of the color. But on the edge of the bumper and the fender, so if there is a big mismatch of the colors, you can notice perfectly. That's why in the bumper, if I'm doing some painting the bumper, I always grab the original color of the car. I have a sample, then I do some, like every coat I always compare it if it's already it's like almost match already, or almost the same color. So if not, so I do some coating again, because we don't worry about the mixtures of the color, because it was already computerized. For now, we can buy the computerized mixture of the color, but it will depend on how you apply the paint, because sometimes we need to put cover first a light color or a dark color before we apply the base coat. So yeah, this kind of experience is like you need to know it when you are doing. If you don't start, you never know it. So you need to know it when you are doing this kind of job. So yeah, for now I'm assembling the whole bumper, and some extra component of the bumper we need to remove if that was not damaged. Then we put it to the new bumper. So sometimes, guys, I do also some plastic welding for the bumper, and when I doing some plastic welding, I repaint the whole bumper also. Yeah, paint and body repair is it's not an easy job, but it will takes time to learn everything. Yeah, what I'm doing now, guys, I'm removing some bumper component in the old one, because our new parts only is just a bumper and the grill. So some other parts, like a fog light, we need to return it back or like that. So but the grill is new, the bumper is new, I think, and I don't know how, yeah, that's only the new one for this, and the emblem. the problem for me, this emblem is takes so long, because the parts is hard to find. I ordered it. I thought it will takes like 2 weeks, or like it will takes like 1.5 months that it will come to my shop. But I already installed the bumper without emblem. Then the owners used the car. Yeah, this kind of job is, if you concentrate this kind of job, I think it can give you some good living. But the problem in my province is they are doing some hard time for the rebuilder of the car, because they have some requirements. Yeah, the government is very crazy, because they are protecting the dealership, because they want people to buy a new car, right? So yeah, this government is very not good for the rebuilder, because they have lot of requirements. That's why I stopped doing some rebuilding car in my area, because yeah, there's no money anymore. So yeah, I'm figuring out how to remove this upper portion, because it was rebit, so I need to drill that one. So I'm very sorry guys, my video is not complete, because I have a technicalities problem in my camera. So I think I already fully full on my SD card. That's why I never complete the whole process of my painting job. But for now, that's all. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please subscribe, like, and comments in my video. So the RD auto and home tips, I always give you some work tips, or how to do something, like how to do cars, how to do house. So thank you so much guys for watching my video. So for now, that's it. I'm very sorry for not showing you the whole finished product, but the car now is the customer is very happy what I'm doing, because the color is very much to the fender. So yeah, thank you so much guys, and that's all for now.